On my way back from the qualifiers, I didn't know I'd be so busy this morning. Got to get back. I know this horse is to jog at the farm, so I'm scooting back to the farm. Mohawk to the farm's about 8-9 minutes. Those of you around know that. We had some qualifiers last night. We had some qualifiers this morning, some schoolers this morning. But we also didn't get to chat a ton about what took place yesterday. Now, we started off the night with that explosion from Blue Monk. I don't know where that came from. A little bit of an insane mile. I spoke to the kid, Austin Sorey, today, and I said, hey, was there a fire? Listen, I'm happy the horse won, but, I'd like to get a little insight, one, where that came from, and two, why it happened. He said, I tapped him a few times because I wanted to get him out of the gate, and I think I just stirred him up, and once he get down to the front end, geez, he really grabbed a hold of me, and I should have, seesawed him and got him back. He said, but I thought after we got the quarter in 27-1, maybe I'd go that 56-4, 56-3. But man, he was pretty headstrong. So I think maybe I'm certain Kevin's just going to change a little gear on that guy, and he'll be fine. The good news is he still fits that class. Also, the good news is he showed some incredible speed, didn't he? Now, he didn't finish up his mile. Somebody said, well, it was a little embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, it's not a little unorthodox. Let's use optimistic terms. A little unorthodox. Half in 55-3, a mile in 58-3. But, of course, he's going to get tired. It was his first start in 2 months. It's not like the horse was ready to go fast speeds. Even when we train them hard and school them, that isn't that high speed, right? You might school in 2 minutes, 59. But that is nowhere near half in 55-3 on a half-mile track. The even better news is that he got around a half that well. Remember last year, this horse's knees bothered him a bit, his feet bothered him a bit. We did castrate him, but that last start before Christmas, my God almighty, that was a disgraceful performance by him. And going into last night, there isn't anybody, not me, any of my partners on Blue Monk, none of you out there thought to yourself, yeah, this horse should win out of the 8-hole. I'm hoping for 5th and maybe look like a glimpse of an animal, a horse, a racehorse, a useful horse. To see him do that, I think it was a little bittersweet. I mean, you don't want to see 55 last half in 3. Now, if he's a lunatic runaway, like if he was like Brilliant Corners was last January, February, March, April, May, then I'd be like, Jesus, now he's just going to be cheap speed. I've never seen Blue Monk run away like that before, ever. So, yeah. Horsehair, got it. I've never seen him run away like that before, so I'm not really that concerned. I'm sure a minor tweaking. Now, is he more likely to get hot coming out of the gate next week? Yeah, unfortunately he is. But we put a little equipment on him. I think there's a better mile waiting there for us. So I was super excited. I was dumbfounded. I didn't know what just took place. Then, don't believe me, just watch Race Good, and I know all of our clients were super happy because I was pushing to put him in the claimer. Kevin put him in the straight condition, and it was a little softer than it had been at Christmas time, but take nothing away from him. He raced good. I'm not diminishing him. All I've ever said about this horse was I wanted him in where he could win. That's it. He can win that class, and clearly going away to the gate 9-5 says that he belongs and he can beat them. So maybe we caught a good pocket, good timing pocket, where we can really punch some decent money out with don't believe me, just watching that class. That's the whole point of it, right? Don't race them over their heads. And I think that we got lost. We got the water got a little muddy where people thought that I was just trying to dump him in a claimer and get rid of him. That was not the case. Show me a horse that can go on the track 5-1 or less. You'll have no problems from me. He gets a bad drive, he gets a bad drive. If he's not really good that week, he's not good. But if we're racing him over his head, that's our fault. And clearly he wasn't over his head last night. He raced great. Very, very happy for our clients, happy for the horse, happy for Kevin. Kevin McMaster had a huge week. Huge week. One with Blue Monk, one with that horse, one Broadway Roll, second beat a nose with Donover, fourth beat a nostril for second with Time El Houdini. Kevin's horses were good. So good for Kevin. I'm very, very happy. Now the bad news, we got to watch the other horses race in the States. Now, Cavill Hanover I don't think was ready for 54, and he showed it last night. Finished 6th, probably trotted 56 in a bit. Probably where he was ready to go, so he's going to need a couple of starts. And then Stonebridge Simba get used hard back through the field, and everybody was worried. Hey, did his heart flip? Is it AFib? I don't think so. I think now Billy had said, a little flutter. Yeah, he's stressed out, but he's tired. And as Greg had said, Greg sent me a message He wouldn't even have had the head check off me. And he said, "Can we please rest this horse?" And I told you, if he was my horse, and I don't know if I'd rest him, but I can't really give you a definitive reason why I wouldn't at this point. Now it's March. The sophomores, those classes are starting to get a little tougher, and they're going to get a little tougher. This horse is tired. The AFib, 3 lines ago, between the qualifier last night and the start before that, 3 lines ago, he AFib. So clearly he's got a little stress in his life. So I said to Billy last night, he said, we can get him checked. I said, listen, if there's no issue with the start, I don't need to get him checked. Just turn him out. So we're going to turn Stonebridge Simba out. If there's any horse that deserves it, come on. If there's any horse in our barn that deserves it, it's him. We've had a abysmal 2 months. I can go on and on and on about what happened and why we had bad luck, and it can range from anywhere to bullshit to excuses to obvious conclusions. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We had an abysmal winter, and virtually one of the only shining lights of the winter was Stonebridge Simba. Why did he AFib? I don't know. He was carrying like 10 horses on his back. I don't blame him. So, out to the field. Good 6-8 weeks off and just relax for Stonebridge Simba. So, that's what's up with Simba, and Cavill Hanover just needs a couple of starts, I believe. Good week coming up. Excited tonight about War We Welcome. Going to make her sophomore debut. Had a pretty good run with sophomores this week. Spend That Money is going to make her first start for us in Canada on home soil. Thursday, I have her entered at Flamborough Downs. Tanzanite Tricks is entered. So Pine is entered. White Tiger trained fantastic at the farm on Saturday. Probably going to train him Friday morning. We'll go a mile and probably go mile 58 with him, no problem. At Mohawk, he's ready to go. Things are starting to come around, right? Starting to come around. So Kevin definitely helped. The babies went good on Saturday. I gave everybody an in-depth look at what I saw. Gave you a top 10 list, talked about all the 2-year-olds, and even gave you a pretty long list. And somebody said, Will said right away, why isn't Sweet on Pete on the explaining list? I said, well, I forgot her. That's why I opened up the other video with, I forgot Sweet on Pete. No real concerns. There's a couple of horses on the line a little bit. A couple of horses made breaks. A couple of horses need shod, need corks off, but for the most part, 47 of them look just fine to me. So, big things coming up. We're down to 82, 83 days now until the first round of qualifiers. Now, who's likely to qualify the first part of June? It's a big question to ask in March. If all the trajectories hold strong the way they look right now, Ohio will be first up. Pennsylvania will be first up. Ontario later on the month, maybe even towards the end of the month. I like what we did last year. Now, what we did last year was to keep them fresh all year, and a lot of the horses struggled in July, right, with the heat. No Free Lunch struggled. Adrenaline Rush struggled. So, we're going to keep a closer eye on any of those airways. And we scoped them in July, and they got that white film in there, that what they would call allergy mucus. They won't race for the month of July. I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think anybody's going to complain. When you look at the fall that we had a fall that a little bit of a bounce back in the fall. So I think a little better planning moving forward. Oh, and now we got to talk about the qualifiers. What the hell am I doing? So that's the babies. That's one on this week. I schooled Can't Muscle Me. She made a break coming out of the gate, but that was her shoeing. I'm 100% certain the blacksmith's here tomorrow. We'll fix her up in qualifier next week. I know exactly what she was doing, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly how to fix it. Certainly no concerns from Can't Muscle Me to me. I would be flabbergasted if she didn't qualify in 2-1, 2-2 next week. No problem whatsoever. Next, I qualified Camp Colizzi. We didn't talk about Camp Colizzi ever. This was a horse that the same people from Prince Edward Island that sent us Inland Beach a couple of years ago sent up Camp Colizzi. Those were conditioned horses she was in with. She's a maiden. Paced probably on 58 a piece, 59. I thought she did okay. Little rolly in the last turn. Got to get those corks off her. Get some vet work on her. She was good. Holy Chick, pretty good. Probably went a mile and 2-1, didn't I think. I thought she was pretty good. I was happy with what I saw from Holy Chick, and she'll race next week. Captain's Maid won her qualifier. 59 last half, 58. She needs another qualifier, but all in all, a great day, really, at the track so far. I'd love to see that spill over into tonight also, if we could. I'd love to have I'd love to have Where We Welcome do a good time. Yes, it's racing tomorrow. Super excited about the horses we are racing this week, but really happy about what took place today and on the weekend. Things are looking up. It's a sunny day. I'm chipper. I'm optimistic. Got to go jog some horses. I see Amy going on the track, so there's more to jog. We'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you all had a great Monday.